Tim Underwood, State of the U, breaking down Miami football as the Canes prepare for the ACC championship game against #1 Clemson. So was the Pitt game a complete aberration? Do you completely dismiss it, or did you see some things that caused more concern than what you had thought of this team prior to that game?
That was just a Murphy's Law game for me. Everything that could have went wrong did. Malik Rozier was terrible the entire day. And I know that his stats looked halfway decent because he had 2 touchdowns and no interceptions and a couple of yards, late in the game and everything. But I mean, he was atrocious. Like the reason that we lost, or one of the main reasons, and I put it on Malik Rozier as the quarterback, is he missed wide open throws. I mean, you got guys running, I like to call it butt naked wide open down the field. And Pittsburgh intentionally made it like that. They said, if you can hit these throws, then you're going to win. And that's what Brad Kaya did last year when we blew them out by like 3 or 4 touchdowns the week before they beat Clemson last year, Pittsburgh, that is. And Malik Rozier just was not able to hit anybody. Amon Richards was open for a touchdown or 2. Jeff Thomas was open. Braxton Berrios, a couple other ones. Even he was throwing ground balls on stop routes, on like quick slants. He couldn't hit a bubble screen. I mean, it was just atrocious, and that let Pittsburgh completely sell out against the run and say, you're going to have to throw to beat us. And if you hit a couple throws, now the run game opens, because that's the way that people want to defend our offense. And they weren't able to make that happen. Punted the ball back to Pittsburgh a whole bunch of times, had a couple bad punts in there too, even had a 13-yard punt, which that's not going to be helpful for anybody. And Pittsburgh, in starting a true freshman quarterback, which, I had to hear ad nauseum, they held the ball for 36 and a half minutes of game time. So offense is coming off the field really quickly with all these incompletions, so you're not running clock. And then you leave the defense out there, the defense that is one of the top defenses in America and has done a great job and gotten all the turnovers and turnover chain, yeah, all that kind of stuff. But if they're out there for 37 minutes a game, that's not going to be helpful. Now, you could talk about, okay, maybe the defense could have made a couple plays and gotten off on 3rd down, and everybody got fooled on that one 4th down bootleg naked where the quarterback ran for the final touchdown for Pittsburgh, and everybody got hurt for a bit and came back in. Malik Rozier was so bad, he got benched for a series when it's a 10-point game, and all you need is one score to make it like a really competitive game. And then Evan Shirreffs goes batted ball, sack, punt in 4 plays. And, that anybody who thought that, Evan Shirreffs was going to be a player at quarterback or even in the conversation previously, and I'm one of those people because I said that, we were proven to be 100% false in that instance, because that was just, no, absolutely not. But as I've been talking, you just see all of the things that went wrong. It was just everything. That was a Murphy's Law kind of game. So I don't think that that's really going to be emblematic of Miami's performance. I think that was a game that was really a wake-up call for everybody. I don't know if most of you all did watch the game, but when Malik Rozier was coming off the field and he got benched, and he kind of had that Jay Cutler, that look on his face, that kind of whatever, that look. And he spoke about it after the game and just said, maybe I wasn't prepared and I wasn't ready and I was lackadaisical in the moment. How you're lackadaisical at 10-0, going for 11-0 for a chance to play for a national championship, and going into that game number 2 with Auburn or Alabama losing to Auburn, this could be your number 1 Miami Hurricanes this week. Like, that was what was at stake. And you're not motivated. You're not in the moment. You don't have any joie de vivre. You don't have any buy-in to that. Like, what else do you need? And I just think that was just a failure of epic proportions for everybody. I think it was Murphy's Law. Everything went wrong in that game. So I'm really going to throw that one out. I had it on my DVR and I deleted it. I didn't even watch it back. So, this team has to be refocused now. And obviously they're going to hear the talk of everybody talking about, 58-0. And a lot of the guys on this team were on this team for that. Your juniors and seniors were freshmen and sophomores then. So Braxton Berrios was a starting player in that game against Clemson for 58-0. Like, Malik Rozier came in for Brad Kaya when he got concussion that week. So, yeah, I'm leaving last week in last week. I mean, obviously the past is in the past, but that's one where I just erase, delete, burn the tape, and you go forward with this week. And hopefully we get back to playing Miami Hurricanes football, because I've seen the Miami Hurricanes play that kind of football for what, 15 out of the last 16 weeks where we won 15 in a row before losing. That's the Miami Hurricanes that I want to see. That team that whipped Virginia Tech's ass, the team that blew out Notre Dame, that kind of squad is who I want to see. So, yeah, burn that tape, leave the Pittsburgh game in the past, move forward with a new direction.
And you would think if the ACC championship and the college football playoff and the number one team standing in front of you is not enough incentive or to get your attention, that knocked it out of them. That knocked any assumption that they're that good, just whoever shows up we're going to beat. That game hopefully knocked it out of Miami, if at all that existed. I don't think that necessarily just because you lose and are upset is that you didn't show up. Yeah, of course they didn't show up. The more talented team didn't win, but that doesn't speak to effort necessarily from where I sit. I watched the game. Of course they didn't play anywhere close to their best. They played a D game against a team that was inferior by far, that played its A game, and some things broke Pitt's way as well. But that's aside. Fortunately, it's a winner-take-all situation with the ACC.